Good morning, gang. Good morning. Welcome back to this week's Bitcoin update. First and foremost, remember, nothing discussed today is financial advice. It's just for educational purposes only, and it's my view of the markets. And now that I got my backside covered, let's jump into the Bitcoin chart, shall we? So, as usual, we'll start with looking at some of the trades for the week that we've been taking in the group, and then we'll move on to what I'm looking at next. And as usual, we'll do it in the style of a no BS run through, because obviously that's what you guys follow us for. No moon boy crap over here. So let's zoom into the chart, shall we? So obviously since we last was on video, we were back here. Okay, sideways range. We just had obviously the drop down to the lows, take the lows, had the nice move up, and then we ended up losing all volatility altogether and just going sideways. Okay, so we'll start from Friday. So I'm coming into the group on Friday, and I'm saying nothing has changed in my plans, as we had an inside day yesterday. Okay, that's referring to Thursday being an inside day. What that means is price spent the whole day within Wednesday's daily candle. Okay, so that's an inside day. So if you look at this, if we just hide all this, and you can see this. Okay, so zoom right in. It's a little bit of alpha for you. So obviously we had, this is Wednesday, this is the Wednesday candle, and then Thursday spent the entire day from low to high inside the bounds of Wednesday's candle. So that's what an inside candle day means. Okay, so that's an inside day. So crucial support remains as the naked point of control at 28.8. okay, down here, 28.8, which was created after this move here. Okay, and resistance being the algo pocket initially followed by Wednesday's highs. So these are Wednesday's highs, and then the algo pocket at the time would have been this high here to this low here. Okay, so that's the algo pocket. Okay, this is between the 618 and the 786. Okay, so that was my big resistance. This was my big support. Now, in the end, coming in on the Friday night, saying weekend plans, price is moving down towards the naked point of control, reaction there, and there's a long, but if we don't see any strength, I'll leave it. Okay, SFP of the lows would be the next option, or our 26 to 27k region. Okay, if we have a volatile weekend, I'll jump on now and enjoy your weekend, team. All right, so in the end, what did we do? Well, we came down, hit that naked point of control, lovely reaction. Okay, zoom into 1 minute chart, we hit it, swung through it, came back up, and then we hit it again. So we had a great opportunity there to get involved. Okay, and in the end, you could have walked away with, well, just over a 2-hour trade, let's be honest. And the reason being is the actual take profit came on Monday, and there's a reason why that take profit was hit there on Monday, because that was an area that we were looking at, and we'll discuss that. Okay, so very simple, low time frame, intraday scalp. There you go. And in the end, it just went sideways all weekend. Okay, so then I'm coming in on Sunday night. Okay, and this effectively the trade actually played out on Monday, but this is from my Sunday evening thoughts. Okay, another range bound weekend after the naked point of control was hit on Friday night. The naked point of control being this one down here that we've just discussed. Obvious thoughts are the weekend highs or lows to be taken. To the upside, the naked point of control at 29.205. 29.205. Okay, which was the naked point of control left over from Friday. Okay, before that drop happened. Okay, to the downside, either swing fairly pattern the current lows at 28.5, the key dominant low down here, or our areas of interest lower. Okay, and I'll do a full update on Monday morning once I've got more data and we see what's happened. Now, Sunday night we had a pump. Okay, typical FOMO, that ended up getting fully retraced, didn't take out the weekend lows, and then from there we had another pump to the upside. Now, that pump to the upside came into the naked point of control, 29.205. Okay, so there's a short trigger right there, and a take profit on your long from Friday. Okay, in the end, depending on where your stop was placed, roughly got a 5-hour out of that. Now, ultimately, I'd have been targeting this 28.5k low, but in the end, we ended up just running an internal low. So this would have been a take profit 1, and this would have been a take profit 2. Okay, so in the end, hit take profit 1. Decent reaction here, decent buy up, and again, if you caught that trade, that was a perfectly valid trade. A lot of selling into this low and didn't get any follow through. So always ask yourself, what's the market trying to do? Well, they're selling, they're trying to force it lower. Is it doing a good job? No, because it reversed. Okay, so therefore there's your counter trade. Okay, so if you caught that, great. Personally, I didn't catch that one, so I'm not going to sit here and lap. But That's what you get there. Okay, I know some of the guys in the group did catch that trade, so well played. Okay, and then that's leading into Tuesday. Okay, so Tuesday, algo pocket, daily level, 29.7 roughly. Okay, the algo pocket here. Okay, now what happened was price after this swing failure pattern of this low, we started to move up. We came into this algo pocket. We had a lovely rejection in the middle of the pocket. Perfectly acceptable short in my opinion was that, but in the end, we didn't lose any structure. Okay, and this is what you've got to be aware of. Look, we're just making high highs, higher lows, high highs, higher lows, high highs, higher lows, high highs, higher lows, high highs. Okay, so if you did catch that, you'd have had to have a take profit one very quick. Okay, because we're still in a strong uptrend. Okay, now I'm also coming into the group then as I'm seeing this, and I'm saying not looking to stand in the way of Bitcoin until I see some weakness. This is a healthy trend so far. Now, what do I mean by it's a healthy trend? Well, what we had in this whole move up, as we were moving up here, is obviously people shorting it because obviously they're trying to catch the Pico top, as they do. So just shorting at any level and just holding onto it and getting stopped out. But we also had positive open interest on the way up. We had positive delta on the way up, which means market buys. Okay, then we had volume increasing. Okay, so we had all three things working together. Okay, and when you see this, that's great confluence, and that's a great sign to say this is actually a healthy local trend. Okay, and if it's a healthy local trend, you just don't stand in the way of it. Okay, you don't stand in the way of it. You let it come up to a key level. Okay, this wasn't a key level in the end. Okay, the key level was above up here at this weekly to monthly region between 30 and 30.4. Okay, so this whole zone here was a key level. Why is it a key level? Well, we've got two big SR levels there. Let's just hide that. Okay, and then we've got these highs to contend with. So this, from here, all these highs, we've got loads of liquidity here. This is a very important zone, because the minute that this zone gets flipped, okay, if we're going to flip that zone, then we've got, and I've discussed this on last week's video, we've got this very thin move here. So if we do manage to get above that, okay, my thought process is, then this will likely move very quick through that level up to our next sort of zone up here around 31.2. Okay, so this is a key level, a key zone to defend for bears. Okay, before a very quick move to the upside. Okay, so it's a very significant level, and that's the reason, okay, why we're looking at that. So in the end, what you had here, and this is why you're going to sit here and you're going to say, Spitty, you said don't stand in the way of it, but then you're saying stand in the way of it. Okay, well, this is where context comes into play. Okay, and we can see this. If we zoom in here, all right, I'm on a 15-minute chart here. We've got this really slow grind up. Okay, really slow grind up, and then at the end, at the last minute, we get this big wick. Okay, let's move this out of the way. Get this big wick, big push up here. Now, what happened on that big push up? Okay, this is that big push up. Okay, it's the 30-minute candle, big push up, right? So what happened here? Well, we had a significant volume spike. We can see the volume down here. Okay, so we were averaging 13.2, 7.1, 11.3, 11.1, I believe. Unless my eyesight's playing up. Yeah, 11.1. And then all of a sudden, we spike up to 48.7. So 48.7 million in that final move up. Big spike. Drop off in open interest. We had 10.6 million worth of positive delta. So that's 10.6 million worth of market buys within this. Now, that's not to say that they are market buys as in brand new buys coming into the market. That's saying that that could have been stop losses being run. So anyone that's been shorting all these highs on the way up, but it also could be some new participants coming into the market to try long because they've seen this significant pump and they're getting a little bit of FOMO. Okay, so this is where the context comes into things. So like this is why people say, well, how do you know which level's a good level or how do you know which level's a bad level? But it's all about what happens when price comes into that level. Okay, so we say this, we zoom back onto this. I talk about this on slow bleed days. Okay, when you're coming down and you're slow bleeding and you're just getting this really bad grinding action. Okay, really bad grinding action, and then what you'll end up with is then big wick down and then a quick buy up. Okay, so it's the same when price is coming up. Grind up, big wick, then change of market structure. Okay, so that's what you're looking for. You're looking for what happens. So within this, yeah, we'd had a big wick up into this algo pocket. Perfectly valid short in my opinion, but we didn't lose any structure. Okay, we didn't lose any structure. Okay, this one, big volume. Okay, tap the level, massive reaction, straight away, you could have got in there. Now, whether you got filled up here or you end up getting filled lower, either way is perfectly acceptable, okay? That's just straight away, jump on the market short button. There you go. You've seen that on order flow. You've got yourself in, okay? Now, if you didn't catch that, you did have another opportunity to get in back on the algo pocket again. But for me, this wasn't a comfortable trade, in my opinion, because there was no volume up here within this wick afterwards. So, but you could have got back in on the algo pocket, and either way, then we trailed it down, and you ended up coming into a naked point of control, which would have been from Tuesday's point of control, okay? Came into that level, had a nice bounce, okay? So if you caught that trade, 10R, you know, happy days. So throughout the week, you know, you could have been looking at, what, 2R, 5R, plus 10R, you know, 17R week, okay? Just following from my plans, okay? Give out to the members every single day of the week, okay? Except Sunday. Well, Sunday night, technically, I do. Okay? So that's where we are right now, okay? So if you've learned something there, then hit that like button. Let us know down in the comments, okay? And then we're going to move on to what we're looking at next. But before we do that, obviously, if you do want to learn along with us, okay, then first and foremost, go down to the description, click on our website, spitfiretraders.com. From here, you can get access to our free Discord, either clicking this link or clicking this link, okay? And you can learn a lot of stuff in our free Discord. And if you then want to take your trading to the next level, then come over to our Join Us tab and come join us, okay? So for the grand old price of $59.95 Great British Pounds, okay? So that's roughly around $75. You get access to my daily trading plans, and that's not just Bitcoin. This week, we've spent a hell of a lot of time on altcoins, and it's been a very successful week so far. Stocks, Forex, everything, okay? So obviously, if you want access to my trading plans and in-depth video library, there's over 29 modules now. This needs updating because we did another one on Tuesday, which was another Forex module. So obviously, if you want access to all this, the cheat sheets, one-on-one with me, if you want to ask me questions, yeah, I'll answer your questions. The other guys will also jump in. You know, we've got strategies, we've got journals, we've got calculators, we've got everything in here, okay? So for the grand old price of $59.95, okay, you get access to all that. Right, moving on. What are we looking at next? Okay, well, nothing much has changed, you'd be surprised to hear, okay? So we've still got the same ranges going on, okay? We've still got the same ranges. We're still range bound, okay? So that's something that you need to be aware of. We are still range bound, okay? You know, because I've just discussed the significance of this level, okay? And again, this is now talking a bit lower time frame. The significance of this level here, okay? Taking out these highs and not losing momentum means that we're likely coming back up towards this region here. So if we come back up towards the range highs, what sort of reaction do we get? Do we get a straightforward reaction, make market structure break, and we've got a short trigger? Or does it continue up and take out these highs once again? And if it does take out those highs, then as we've said time and time again, what every man and his dog is looking for is that high, okay? So if we do end up coming up here, taking these, running this, and then seeing the weakness, not before, we're not standing in the way, just like I was saying to the team in this pump up here on Tuesday, I'm not looking to stand in the way, okay? I want to see some weakness first, okay? I want to see that entry requirement. So if we get this up here, great, I'll take it. If not, then we can ultimately look for higher. Now higher, once again, as I've said in previous videos many, many times, we're looking at that 38 to 40k region, okay? That'll be my next level of interest, okay? Now what happens if it just starts rolling over here? Okay, well, if it just starts rolling over here, first and foremost, like you saw in those daily updates, this level is key to me, okay? Cheeky swing failure pattern of that level and a nice reclaim, and again, I want to see that sign of strength. If it swing fails and then doesn't come back up, there's no trade, okay? There's no trade. So if you get this, then great, cool, we'll carry on trading this top section of the range. If you don't get this, and it just rolls over, well, sadly, we're coming back down to this region here. Okay, and then once again in this region, then we're making an informed decision of whether there's a long trigger or there's no trade and we let it continue rolling over. Okay, if it continues rolling over, we've got these lows to contend with. Okay, do we grab some liquidity here, come back up? That's one option. If not, then quite simply, we are just back to trading the old macro range, which everybody hated, but we loved because we love a range. Okay. Acceptance back in here, and then we're just back to trading this. Okay, and then below here, again, very thin. Okay, very thin, just like this is very thin. Okay, so that's what you got to be aware of. You got liquidity below here, and then you got your range lows down here. Okay, but we're just trading this range. It's really simple. Okay, you don't need to overcomplicate it. Okay, and this from a high time frame perspective. Okay, so that's what we've got going on. Range bound, right? If you've enjoyed today's video, hit that like button. If you're not subscribed, why not subscribe? And until next time, gang, as you were. Bye bye.